All right, welcome everyone to our coach sneak peek. I am so happy that you're here. This is our favorite night. We get to share what we do, and hopefully we won't talk too much, right? Hi. Oh, I see you're jumping on. Great. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Francine Azel. I am a lifetime 2-star diamond in Beachbody. And I only have one requirement for tonight, and that is I want to see that you're here. Please give me, hi Maureen. Please give me your thumbs up, give me your hearts. Let me hear from you. Most importantly, by all means, send me as many questions, whether I receive them while I'm recording, because I know there's a little bit of a lag. Regardless, I will make sure that I get back to you. So please, I want to hear this is not just about me. I will be giving you a sneak peek, obviously, to coaching, a little bit of what we do on a daily basis, and hopefully you'll walk away with quite a bit of information. So first, I'm going to start with my story. Francine Azel. I am a wife of an amazing husband, a spoiled wife at that, a man that basically spends his life spoiling his wife and making sure she's happy. And I've been perfectly okay until recently, being the passenger of that car. And but now I'm building my business. I have 2 teenagers, and they keep us on our toes. I am a teacher by trade. I received my bachelor's and my master's in elementary teaching, as well elementary education, as well as diagnostic and remedial reading. So having nothing to do with health and nutrition. And the truth of the matter is, my story could have ended there, in the sense that I could have just gone on with my daily life, doing the same thing day in, day out. And I started to realize that I wanted more to my story. I wanted to be more than just wife and mother, friend, teacher. That of course is the most important job in my life. But I felt that the biggest chapter in my life was left to be written. And that was something that I felt I needed to write. I was not satisfied with just going through the motions. And at my age, I got to the point that I started to ask myself, what have I done of significance? Which basically transferred to, what have I done for the lives of others? And so that's how my coach journey began. And you would think that my coach journey began with a major fitness background, and that could not be further than the truth. There was actually no fitness in my background. I was never an athlete. If it involved sweating, I was definitely sitting down and leaving that to the side. I unfortunately come from a very unhealthy family. My family struggles with their weight. My parents, my siblings, it's something that I struggle with on a daily basis, because I have to sit there and watch, and sometimes I feel very frustrated about. But fitness and nutrition, definitely not part of my background. As a matter of fact, that did not even come to my radar till after having children. And so basically I started going with my dad, who was having some health issues, and just to give him some company, I was going to the gym with him and hopefully motivating, encouraging him. And his trainer, after of course several months, my dad unfortunately stopped going. His trainer made a comment to me, who became my trainer, and said, you realize you're breaking the mold in your own family. And that stuck in here. And so I started seeing results. Suddenly I started seeing a little cut here, or I felt a little more energetic. And so I thought, maybe there is something to this fitness and nutrition. And little by little, I went from white bread to wheat bread. And so my health and fitness journey gradually increased and became what it is today. And I am not perfect. And I really don't think there should be perfection when it comes to health and nutrition. That really is my philosophy when it comes to that. So after doing that for several years, I started running a little bit. I didn't really like it, but I liked that I can eat a lot and then, hopefully do some miles. And finally, my very good friend Amy approached me about the business with Beachbody. I had started with P90X. I didn't even purchase it myself. My husband did. And I was trying to accompany him, and I started liking the results that I was seeing on myself. And my friend approached me and said, maybe you want to become a coach. And I suddenly had this vision of selling. We've all been to those parties. It's a Mary Kay, it's a Pampered Chef, it's a jewelry party. And please, as a matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm wearing jewelry from one of those parties. And you always walked away with that feeling that you had to sell. And I am not knocking any business. Clearly, I like a lot of those. There's the fashion ones, there's wine, there's plenty of really good businesses, right? But there was always that feeling that I had to throw parties, I had to sell, I had to recruit, and just the thought of that gave me this icky feeling. And so I always told her, no, absolutely not. I'm just a teacher. That's not something that interests me. I will go ahead and just enjoy the benefits of the discount, right? And so I did that for a little bit of time, but I started realizing I was kind of coaching people without getting paid for it. And she, of course, was very quick to point that out. I would write menus for my friends that wanted to lose weight just because I read, the South Beach Diet book. Or, and I would really encourage people, let's all meet together, we'll go walking and running. So I was already a coach. I just didn't realize that that's what this business was about. I really thought it was about selling. And so I started dipping my toe in the Beachbody world. I started selling a little bit, or I thought I was selling something. I started growing my business. And I honestly, the truth of the matter is my only goal was, hey, maybe I can just afford my own vacation. I don't have to put that pressure on my husband. Or maybe I can buy myself a cute little outfit without, killing the budget. And those were my goals. And things change. A few months ago, several months ago, my father passed away. He had a massive heart attack. And talk about something that just shifted in me. It's something that fueled my fire. He had a massive heart attack. Here, a coach that was building her business already for a couple of years could not help her own father. And I get angry sometimes because I remember arguments I had with my father. I used to walk into his apartment and he was, deep into his big bowl of ice cream or his chips. And I'd be like, Dad, because he was a very active man, but boy, did that guy eat. And I'm like, Dad, there is no way you can out exercise what you're eating. And I know many of you know what I'm talking about, right? People that just think, if I just run, I'm going to lose all this weight. If I just do exercise, I'm going to lose all this weight. And that was my dad's typical thinking. And I would say, Dad, you're not going to do that. Don't you want to see your grandchildren, their events of their life? Don't you want to see your grandson graduate from high school? Don't you want to see your granddaughter, get married? And he would always say, you're never going to change my habits. You're not going to change me. I have lived a full life and I'm perfectly okay if I do die. I'm pretty sure he did not mean that, obviously. He spent every single day of his life practically with his grandchildren. He went up and down with them. And he lived a good life. And please don't misunderstand me. I was blessed unequivocally with not only an amazing father, but the most amazing human being that lived his life serving others. And talk about a testament to others. But I will always feel frustrated. I was daddy's girl. I could do no wrong in his eyes. And it's funny because right before he passed away, he signed up as a coach. He was so proud of his little girl. He kept saying, you know what, I'm going to show all my friends and I'm going to try this healthy thing and I'm going to inspire my friends to get on the wagon and be healthy. And although, of course, the pain is still there of losing my dad, it built this fire in me. No longer was it that I wanted to pay a vacation. Of course, that's nice. No longer was it that I wanted to take the driver's seat and pay for extra things for my family. I found my mission, and I decided that the way to end obesity was to impact moms. And that became my focus. I find moms because I started to realize moms are the ones that do the groceries. We're the ones that are making the meals for our families. And we're the ones that are impacting. So if we change, us moms, If we change, then so will our children, and our husbands will follow suit, and that effect will trickle. And so that has become my mission. That is my fuel. And the beautiful thing about this is I'm not alone. I have a team of the same like-minded people with the same mission. And so that really has become my business, is building my team and focusing on moms. What type of business is it that Beachbody is? We love to call it relationship or relational marketing. And that's basically what it is. You're building relationships. And I was just having a conversation earlier today, and someone's like, no. The exact same thing I was talking about which was selling. And that if you are selling, you're not going to do well in your business. This is about building relationships. You are talking to others. You are making connections with others. So why is this the best business? Number one, you level the playing field. There is a level playing field. It does not matter whether you're a doctor, which we have plenty on our team. It doesn't matter if you're a secretary. It doesn't matter if you are a teacher. It doesn't matter if you're an engineer or an architect. It does not matter what your background nor your degree in this business. We all start the same. In the exact same place, nobody has any advantages. Number two, there's very little investment. You do not have to have all the kind of inventory, Shakeology in your, all over your house, or any kinds of other products in your house. You only pay for what you're going to consume. It's completely up to you what you're going to consume, and the business starter fee is minimal. So that's a huge difference. Number three, and this is a beauty. This and the success of this depends 100% only on you. You decide how fast you want to grow this business. Number four, immediate mentorship. You have a sponsor that wants you to succeed more than anyone else. Talk about huge. More than your family, probably more than you do. Your sponsor wants you to succeed. We have Coach Basics Academy. We have a mentorship program where I step-by-step take you through. You tell me where you want to go, and I'm going to make sure that you have the tools you need. Not only do I give it to you, the business Beachbody gives you a library of training videos. And if that wasn't enough, we're always on team calls. We of course are always getting together. We train each other. We share tricks of the trade. This is not a competitive. Coaches from other teams, we are constantly sharing. So it is a beautiful, not only mentorship, but a beautiful community. Number five, seniority means nothing. It does not matter how long you've been in this business. You can always do better than your upline. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to one of my coaches, and I said, my goal is for you to be better than me. And you can. There is no such thing as waiting your turn in this business. What is it that you want, and when do you want it? That basically are the two main questions. You get to choose. Number six, you get to choose the level of success and income. You can do this as a hobby. You can do this part-time, full-time. You work for yourself, and you have absolute control over what you want and how much you want to make. Number seven, part-time equals full-time. It's not the time that you put into it, it's the effort. It's the quality of time. It's not how much time you put into it, it's the quality of time that you put into this business that yields big results. Number eight, residual income versus regular income. So here's the thing. Most of us are used to regular income, right? Basically, you put in your time for your money. Whereas residual income, you invest your time. People are working while you sleep. Why? Because my team is not only the people around me here, I have people all over the country, all over the world, really. And so while I'm sleeping, there are people working. Number nine, you get to pick your team. And that is one of my favorite things about my business. It's hard to call it a business because I have fun doing it. I got to choose the players in my team. We are like-minded people. We're all on the same mission. We have fun together and we forget that we're working. We actually enjoy what we do and we enjoy each other's company. So the good news is you get to choose your team. Number 10. This is something that you can leave for your family. And this, truthfully, is a huge push for me. It's the biggest gift that I can leave my children. It's not just the business. God forbid something happens that I can leave for my family, which I can. But most importantly, it's my children witnessing that I invest in the lives of others. It is my job to help others better their health. That is my job. That is the mark that I'm leaving, and that is what my children are witnessing. And even more importantly, having a daughter, nothing means the world to me. There is no bigger lesson than my daughter watching me work hard, watching me struggle. There are times that I get frustrated with myself. And then at the end, watching me succeed. Because at the end of the day, that's what I want to teach my daughter. That's what I want my children to learn. And God forbid something happens to you in this business, you're still rewarded. Your checks don't stop. You continue because your team, as a matter of fact, unfortunately, we have had team members that have passed away. And that team has stepped it up even further to help that family, knowing very well that volume was going to help that family. Number 11, this business is based on effort. You work, you're rewarded. Your struggle, your effort is less painful than your regret. And that's something that, looking back now, I knew if I didn't write that so important chapter in my life, I knew that I was going to have a little bit of regret. And so the struggle and the effort that I've had to put into my business, because I wanted to, is something that I can compare now is so much less than any regret that I can have in my life. And the last, for me, most important thing about this business is you can't fail. Why can't you fail in this business? Because it follows the basic law. You give, you receive. Your job is to believe in others. Your job is to lift others up, to love on them, to guide them, to believe in them when they don't believe in themselves. That is your job. In teaching, I don't even touch it. I can't even touch that. And so this is something that I can see I will never retire from. Even if Beachbody didn't exist, I will always be doing this. There's nothing more fulfilling. So at this point, you're probably asking, well, what exactly is a coach? What is it that you do? A coach is basically an imperfect person working towards their own health and their own fitness, inspiring people along the way. That to me is the basic definition. You're working on yourself. You are imperfect. We are all works in progress. We come in all shapes and sizes. We come from all kinds of backgrounds. The one thing that we have in common is that we don't stop working on ourselves. And many times, as any kind of diet or nutrition plan, there are times that we fall down and we pick ourselves up. And in that struggle is what inspires others. And that's what our job is. Not to show that everything's perfect, that we have the perfect body, that we have the perfect shape, just the opposite. My number one coach, and right now a shout out to her, Marta, who's lost over 90 pounds. She became a coach after her first month. And you know how much she had lost after her first month? Less than 10 pounds. And she was so frustrated. And I said, you know what? Let's have some extra accountability. How about if you became a coach? I know how badly you want to lose 80 pounds by the end of this year, and I have no doubt that you can do it. Become a coach. And I want you to document every single step you take back and every step you take forward. And she did. And now that she's lost 90 pounds, it's been a little bit over a year now, she has built an amazing business. And so that is something that I want to resonate with you. Imperfect. That's the most important part. The other thing a coach is someone that drinks Shakeology, works out, obviously, It cannot be someone obviously that's sitting on the couch and does nothing but just tells everybody to work out. That doesn't necessarily, you need to walk the walk, right? That doesn't mean you need to be perfect, but you need to at least strive to be better. You are not, a coach is not a nutritionist. You're not an expert, a fitness expert, although we have plenty of nutritionists, we have plenty of personal trainers. For example, when I started running, I was not a fitness expert, but after running a year or two, you kind of, pick a few, tricks of the trade that you share with others. At no point did I say that I was an expert, but that's something that you share along. That's exactly what a coach does. What worked for you? Share it with somebody. And that's basically what a coach does. A coach runs support groups. We do free groups, we do challenge groups as well. We want to make sure that we provide a service for all. And how you do that, how often you do that, when you do that, completely up to you. This is your business. And at the end of the day, of course, a coach sets their own hours. Do you want this to be a hobby thing? Do you want to do this part-time? Do you want to make this into a full-time? 100% up to you. So what does my typical day look like? My typical day used to be, I'd wake up in the morning, run around, wake up my kids, get them to school, shove breakfast at some point in the car, get them to school, do my job, grade papers, run back home, get dinner ready, bathe the kids, and put them to bed. Oh, and of course there was homework in there, and put them to bed. It became a monotony. It's not that it is not an important job. Please, I was a stay home for a year or two. That is priceless. But I felt that I needed to contribute and be more so that my kids want to strive for more. What does my job look like now? Now I wake up extra early. I wake up really early. And the reason I do that, I choose to, is because that is my time that it's quiet in the house. I have no excuses except that I'm tired to work out. So I make sure first thing in the morning I do my workout. That's the way it works out for me. And from there, I do a little bit of work. I do about an hour of work. Then I need to go and I take a shower and I start getting ready for my job. I actually am still working. I'm a teacher librarian at a high school. I am happy to say my last day, I will be retiring my teaching job I think we're Wednesday, in 2 days. So that is a huge celebration that I'll be doing. So, but my day used to look like, or still looks like, until Friday, I'd go to work. During my lunch hour at work, I would answer some messages and I come home. I spend time with my family. I spend about an hour or two at night checking in on my challengers, reaching out to my team, and repeat. I have to be honest. I go to sleep thinking about my business. I wake up thinking about my business. Not stress, but because I want more out of me. I can't get enough. It's something that I feel passionate. If you haven't noticed by my presentation by now, it's something that means the world to me. And that's something that it needs to mean the world, something that you need to believe in. I don't want to miss anything. One common question that people have is, how do we earn money? And I'm going to give you just a brief one. I used to skip this part in my presentation, but so many people had questions about it that I want to make sure that I don't just avoid it. So how do we earn money? One way is through commission. Even though that's not our biggest way we earn money in the very beginning, that's exactly how you do earn money, is through the commission of the products that you sell. Then you start earning what we call team cycle bonus, depending on your rank, and that's what we call the passive income, basically the income that happens while you sleep, because it's based on the volume that your team produces, again depending on your rank. So to give you an example, and I know I'm going to give you some words and ranks that probably don't mean much to you, but to give you an idea, $14 per cycle for rubies, $18, etc. To give you an idea, cap is an emerald, can make $250 a week. A diamond can make $2,000 a week. So there's different caps depending on your ranks. The point is that your team develops volume and you basically get bonuses based on that volume. And then of course there's what we call the leadership bonus, which are quarterly. They range from $800 a quarter to $50,000 a quarter per business center. So those are the three ways again, as you build your business, you start trickling into qualifying for those bonuses. I want to talk a little bit about misconceptions because I know I had quite a few misconceptions when I started this business. The first one, and that's very common, is that you have to be fit. Well, I talked about that. Look at Marta. You know, she still had over 90 pounds to lose when she started. So, you know, definitely fit is not something you need to be as a coach. Just the opposite. I say you start when you're not fit, when you're not at your peak, when you have so far to go. That's the time to become a coach, because that's the time that you're going to inspire people to say, man, she's getting up, she's doing it every single day, no matter what, no matter how much she struggles. So I definitely encourage you not to be fit when you start this coach. I mean, personal trainers do very well as well. You do not need to be an expert. I talked about that, definitely. All you have to do is believe you. I feel very passionate about what I sell because it works in my family, it works in my life. I only allow people on my team that believe in that product, because I don't feel this is about money. I feel that you need to believe and passionate about what you're using so that you can share that passion with others. Another misconception is that this takes lots of time. It can. It doesn't necessarily have to. That is 100% up to you. In the beginning, it didn't take more than, I would say, about an hour of my day that I trickle in throughout the day. Now, obviously, it takes much more because I've been building, I'm pushing myself to a certain level, and so I'm putting in a lot of hours, but that's me. And of course, I, suffer from something called analysis paralysis, to be honest with you. So I can sit there and sweat over a single photo and make it just perfect to make sure that the right words are on there in the right font. You get the drift. Does it take lots of time? It can, if you make it. This is more, you get paid more for the effort, the quality of time that you put into your business, not how much time you put into it. Another huge misconception is, but I don't have any friends on Facebook, or I don't even have Facebook. I don't even use Facebook. Huge misconception. I started with less than 200 people as friends. And I think most of it was close family and close friends. In this business, as I talked to you about before, in your Coach Basic Academy, in my mentorship, we teach you how to expand your relationships with others, and how to inspire others in the medium that you choose. Another misconception, inventory at home. Definitely you need to have nothing but whatever it is that you're going to be consuming for yourself. Oh, I love this one. Coaches need to love posting selfies. Not true. Remember when I told you get to pick your team? You get to pick who you're talking to. If you don't like to take sweaty selfies, I promise whoever it is you're trying to bring onto your team isn't going to like it either. So don't do it. Do not pretend to be somebody else. Now, if you do love to do it, by all means, go full force. That you have to sell. No, you don't have to sell anything. I will teach you building those relationships. I will teach you. We do use those products. I highly believe and am passionate for those products, but I have hundreds of customers that are not customers because they've never purchased anything. I provide free groups constantly, and I feel that that's what provides value to my business. Pyramid scheme. I talked about how it does not matter what rank you are in this business. You can out earn the person above you. It happens day in, day out. As a matter of fact, one of my upline sponsors makes like 4 times more than her upline. So, and that's not something that's uncommon. It's not a pyramid scheme, aside from the fact that pyramid schemes are illegal. This is the kind of business that you don't see a secretary making more than their CEO, right? That's a regular business. In this business, it doesn't matter. You can make more than the person that brought you in. And last but not least, this is a get rich quick scheme. Can you get rich quick? Again, this is 100% up to you how fast you want to take this and at what direction. But that's not what my team's about. We are passionate women. We are here to end obesity. We are doing it one family at a time. If you go into this business for the money, is it there? Yes. If you go into it for the money, then I really suggest you look elsewhere. Here's the thing, guys, this business is not for everyone. I truly believe that you need to have a certain, what we like to call DNA, not the scientific DNA, the DNA that stands for determined natural ambition. I'm going to repeat that. Determined natural ambition. It's that thing inside of you that says you someday, something, somehow. You know that voice? Someday, something, somehow. The difference is that we take away that someday and we do it right now. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. I'm going to leave you with this one quote, and it's something that I remind myself every single day and what drives me. I think of my dad, but I also think about the possibilities, and not just with business, in everything. And so I leave you with this quote. If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you dream? If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you dream? Stop limiting yourself. We do that every day. We wake up limiting ourselves. We don't try things out because we limit ourselves. Dream big. And I don't mean walking on the moon big. And hey, if that's your thing, go for it. You can do that. But stop limiting yourself. If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you dream? And I encourage you to start dreaming right now. We have a Coach Basics Academy starting next Monday. I am looking for women that want to do this, that feel passionate, that want to lift others up, that want to touch other families and show them how it doesn't have to be perfect, how it's about taking one step, putting one step in front of the other, and just being a model for their family of working on yourself, of staying on your journey, which includes 2 steps back, maybe 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back, maybe 1 step forward. But at least you don't give up and you keep striving. That is what I want to inspire every woman to do. If this is something that you feel is a good fit for you, I will reach out to you and you let me know, and I will work with you depending on where you want to go with this. Again, I talked about the different types of coaches. There's some that want to do discount. There's some that want to do part-time. There's some that just get in this business, say, Fran, I want to make $300,000 by the end of the year. And I say, yes. I'm going to take that person in a completely different direction and completely different tools than the one that just wants to do for a hobby, right? Because the one that only wants to do a hobby is going to be a little overwhelmed. I want you to dream big. I'm here to tell you, you can't fail. The thing is, you need to believe it. Guys, have a beautiful evening. I can't wait to talk to each and every one of you. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear where you're at. I want to hear how I can help. Have a beautiful Wednesday evening. We will talk soon.